Week two, which turned out to be a total shit show for me. And let's run through my trades here. So I took 4 trades this week, all of them stop lossed on me. The reason for that is because we're in a very trendy market environment here, and there is something I do want to highlight at the end about myself as well. But we'll just kind of run through the trades first. So the first one I took was on the New Zealand dollar Japanese yen. This was my entry. It's a little bit later than I wanted it to be. Generally, I'd try to get in on this bar right here, and I'd be looking for a short to over here. So I had most of what I was looking for. We had a good range defined. Now let's put it to about there. Now let's back that up a little bit. Had a good range defined here. Now over here, this went a little bit deeper, actually a lot deeper than what I'd like to see. I'd like this to stay kind of up in this area here, but it went down, which means there could be people that aren't still stuck in their shorts. Stop occurs above the level over here, comes back down into the level here, and I'm looking to take profit here. My stop loss was right up here. Obviously, this bar came by and fucked up everything for me, which is fine. That happens. Let's go ahead and look at the second trade. Same pair, same sort of setup. The only thing here is I was taking this on a shorter time horizon. I was looking at this on the 15-minute. So I have a good range, but what I don't have is anything trapping traders in here short. So there probably weren't actually any stops up here. There might have been people that were here trying to get down to one of these prior levels down here or something like that. Not a good trade. This one was just poor execution on my part. Okay, so here is my third trade of the week. This one's on the Aussie dollar. Now this one I took it on a really sort of exotic, dangerous entry for what I normally do. And this one I actually took based on RSI divergence, which I don't really do too much of, and maybe this was a good setup and not something I'd normally take. We did have a bit of a range down below it. Over here, let's clear this shit off. We had a bit of a range down here, but honestly, this was just a poor trade on my part. Next up is the CAD JPY. So this is one of those trades that highlighted something about my trading style, which I really need to work on, or it's a trading problem that I have. So we had a good range here, but not anything that's trapping traders short. Like the other one, I'm sure there's some stops up here, but I got stopped out a little bit too soon. My target was actually down here. My stops would have been up here. This bar took me out. So again, it's not a very good trade because I didn't have anything in this area getting anyone that was short really trapped, or at least as many people as I'd like to see. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what I learned this week, because I think that's probably what I did most of. There weren't any good setups because we're in such a heavily ranging market. Holy shit. So the big things I'm working on, and this is something I've known I've had a problem with for a while, but through journaling through the week, it's something I clearly have to spend more time on, and I'm looking for different solutions on it as well. My big one is I'm always trying to catch a falling knife whenever there's a trend like this one. I'm really looking for shorts in here when at a certain point, regardless of what the fundamentals say, I still believe the yen is stronger than the CAD at this point. I need to look at reversing positions, and I've got a few things I'm looking at to help me with that. Like there were some really good long opportunities in here that I just totally missed. So flipping from that short side to the long side, I think I've got a good solution for it in place right now, but it's something I'm going to work on. I've been journaling a lot this week because there hasn't been much market action. An upside to this week though is normally this sort of week would just absolutely decimate my account and fucking run me over, but I'm only down a 1.5% this week, so although I did have 4 losses in a row, they were actually really controlled, and that's nice to see. That's definitely some growth there. So that coupled with these changes that I'm going to implement, well, they're not really changes, it's just an added step really, to help me filter out those trades that I probably shouldn't be taking when I'm trading against a heavily trending market like this. Uh, should hopefully help me a lot overall.